What's going on, you guys? Ryan from Wadfix here, and welcome back to another episode of Mail Call. This right here is a package from Ringside Collectibles from the Black Friday sale, which, if I'm being completely honest, was kind of disappointing, only because there weren't a whole lot of new figures on sale compared to older ones, which I thought was kind of weird because in years past, there's just been a ton, at least from what I remember, there's been a ton of old figures up for sale, and for some reason this year, it just wasn't the same. But luckily there were some older ones that I had not purchased that I wanted to get, so I was pretty lucky in that regard. And I'll basically break down the price of what I paid for each figure. We got a pamphlet, of course, that's always featured with every Ringside box. I don't really think that it matters, but the first figure we're going to look at, probably the most boring one out of this bunch, is the Elite 57 Ty Dillinger. It's a much older figure. It came out, I believe, earlier this year, but I didn't have it, and it was on sale for like $7, so I mean, why not? This is probably the one I'm actually most excited for. I'm not sure why I didn't own it sooner, but it's the Entrance Greats Finn Balor, which is a really awesome figure that I can't wait to get opened up. It looks really awesome, so that's going to be pretty awesome. And I think you can do the, where's the, do they have the button? Oh, there's a preview. Okay, there you go. Oh god, this better shut off. There we go. And next up we have the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Brian Kendrick, a really slept on figure, I feel, that not many people talk about, but I'm really interested to see how it is out of the packaging. It looks really awesome though. And then finally, probably the newest figure of the bunch, let's go ahead and take this out, is the Elite, I believe, 64 Samoa Joe, which was barely on sale for I think $1 off, which looks really great. So we're gonna get all of these opened up out of their packaging. I guess I'll just do some mini reviews of all of them so this video isn't too long. I'm sure not a lot of people care about how this Ty Dillinger figure is, but yeah, let's go ahead and see how they are. We're going to start off with Joe. I've already cut the tape on all the figures, so you don't have to see me do that. Joe is another one of the newer figure that comes with the interchangeable hands, so we'll go ahead and take them out if we can. One is plain, and one has the white wrist tape and finger tape on it. If I can pop this one out. This is kind of one of the tricks with the interchangeable hands. Sometimes they can be annoying to pop out, but obviously he's got a set of the posed hands, so we can do that. I know there's a phrase for what these hands are called, but I completely forget what they are. And then he also comes with some open hands as well. Again, one with wrist tape, one without it, but I'm probably going to leave the ones, the open ones, just because you know, he's only going to do this sort of pose during his entrance, but it's cool that Mattel decided to include this so he can still throw this up, you know, when he's posing over the rope. So we're going to go ahead and take off these hands, swap on the ones that I personally prefer, and just interchangeable hands is such a great feature, and I'm so happy Mattel decided to include this. One of the also new features is the elbow pad, but I'll get into that when we talk about it. He also comes with a towel that he came with on his previous figure. So it's just a regular towel, as well as the Joe, and then the final Joe in red t-shirt, which is nice. Good t-shirt. Glad that he actually comes with a cloth one, which is great. Mattel's starting to do that a whole lot more. Before I talk about the head scan, which is awesome, of course, the True Effects head scan. Something new about this figure that is also on the Authors of Pain figure, as well as the Ringside exclusive Matt Hardy, is he painted on elbow pads. And when I first saw this, I really wasn't a fan. I thought it just looks weird, like why not just include an elbow pad? But now that I've actually had figures with it, I think it's a great touch, and I think that Mattel should definitely keep it. I'm not sure what it is about it. You know, you don't get any inhibited articulation, and you still get to keep the authentic look of the elbow pad. So hats off to Mattel for including this feature. As for the True Effects head scan, easily the best Samoa Joe head scan yet. There's a fantastic resemblance to him. Something about the True Effects heads that you can notice is sometimes the eyes are painted a little bit weird, which can be annoying. And another thing I'm noticing on the torso as well as the back of the figure is some black staining from the cloth t-shirt. That's not really a big deal. He's got some white wrist tape, again the elbow pad, the hand tape, and then his trunks, which is a good feature that Cody pointed out to me, or Steinsberg's Customs, is that the red is now actually molded in red and not painted, so you're no longer going to get any chipping on that, which is fantastic. He's got his red and black shorts. The knee pads actually have the white, or the knee braces and slash pads have the white taped underneath, which is actually a really nice detail, and then some black kick pads. So a very nice Joe figure. I've needed a new one for a long time. Glad to have this one. I definitely recommend picking it up. From what I can tell, it seems like the best Samoa Joe Elite. I haven't had all of them, but the head scan is amazing. Great accessories as well, and interchangeable hands. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So, moving on from Joe to Ty Dillinger. I won't waste your guys' time on this figure, but it's nice, I guess, to finally have a Ty Dillinger. I know he's not one of the more popular guys nowadays. I mean, his main roster run has been kind of a disappointment, but no True Effects head scan, but there is a resemblance to him. His entrance jacket is pretty cool. It says 10. It's got some studded details, 10 on the back. The hood is up as well, and it says perfect on the back. Then his tights are purple. I think that says perfect. Yes, it does. It says 10 underneath. Black trim on the purple trunks as well. It says 10 on the back. Some painted on black knee tape underneath the knee pads. Some more purple knee pads. Black boots with a purple line going around on both sides. So, yeah. Ty Dillinger is definitely going to be a guy that benefits from having interchangeable hands. So you can do the 10 post, or pose, I should say, which you can already do with the Finn Balor hand. So that is going to be really, really nice. The first ever Mattel Brian Kendrick is something I've been very interested in for a long time. It is in his, obviously, updated attire. The actually card on the back is actually really cool, and that's actually detailed. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. That is really, really interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was just going to be painted on, but there you go. Moving on to Kendrick, though, he's got a very expressive head scan, which I love. And though I don't believe this is a True Effects head scan, there is an incredible resemblance to Brian Kendrick. Really, really nice. They got his crazy-eyed look, which is awesome. One day I would love to see a flashback Kendrick in the Lundrick attires, which would be awesome, but this obviously matches his latest run. His jacket is blue and is unfortunately rubber, so you're not going to get a whole lot of posing, but it's detailed pretty well. A lot of random details going on. Brian Kendrick on the back, and then obviously some more logos. We're going to take this off, though, to look at the actual figure. I hope that he does not suffer from the Daniel Bryan loose shoulder syndrome that most of the Bryan torsos unfortunately suffer from, and I think it's all good. But again, the head scan has some long hair on it. It looks incredibly like Kendrick. I'm surprised this isn't a True Effects head scan. Again, the Bryan torso, no tattoos or anything. His tights are silver with some black print going all around it, which looks pretty cool, and some black boots. So it's a fairly, I should say, simple attire. I can already tell the waist is kind of loose, which is a little bit annoying, but I can fix that. It is a very nice figure. Again, one day I would really love a throwback Brian Kendrick attire, even to like the Brian Kendrick, white attire when he was with Ezekiel Jackson. That'd be a pretty nice throwback. Though I'm not really sure what the demand is on that. I'm sure it's not high. And finally, the one I'm most excited for, probably the entrance greats Finn Balor. The packaging is huge compared to the obviously other style Mattel packaging. It's kind of sad that the entrance greats series is ending, because we've gotten some amazing figures in the past from it, and unfortunately Elias will be the very last guy to be featured in it. So we can just go ahead, rip this apart. I've taken this apart. Obviously Finn Balor comes with his entrance stand, and you can play his music, which is actually pretty loud, and you can even switch it or toggle it to get a full version of it, though I'm not going to play it, so that's a cool little stand. Then as for Balor himself, this attire I believe is from the AJ Styles match from TLC, if I am correct. I think I'm right. Let me go ahead and take off this plastic wrapping. Sometimes it can be fairly annoying to take off, but there we go. Not quite yet. Alright, we got him out of his packaging, and as for accessories, he comes with a headdress, which I believe has come on basically every single Finn Balor Demon figure, at least from what I remember. I have a ton of these, so I'm not quite sure, but it's obviously black and red, some molding going on at the top, but it's fairly similar to the rest of the headdresses that we've gotten. He also has this red sort of robe kind of thingy, though it's not a robe, it's a cloth that sort of sticks to the back of his attire that looks pretty cool. There is some pins kind of thingies, you know, holding it together, but I'm sure you could just take it off by unwrapping it like so and pulling it off. And the actual demon attire is really, really nice. I'm actually curious to see if they do a True Effects head on a demon figure, what that would look like, though. This is a great resemblance to Finn Balor. Demon design is really nice. It's sort of the white sharpening, almost like teeth on the front with a red trim. Then when you look down onto the neck to the torso, it's mainly black and white with some red streaks though on the shoulders as well. The same design continues. Then on the back he's got a red demon logo, which is also black and white with some nice demon wings. And he's got his all black arm sleeves, some finger tape, some knee pads which are red and black on the back. Also, the black is painted underneath, which is a nice detail. And then some all black kick pads. So it's a very nice attire. You know, from the waist down, it's pretty similar, or shoulders down, I should say. It's pretty simple attire, is what I meant to say. But I mean, even with the all black, you know, trunks and kick pads and armbands, it's really a nice attire. And maybe my favorite Demon Finn, though I am a really big fan of the, I believe it was the TakeOver Dallas with the blue and red. That attire was just amazing. Though I am a really, really big fan of this. But we did get some really awesome stuff, at least on this section of Mail Call. Let's go ahead and move on to some other stuff. Funny story on this next package here, which is a loose figure from eBay. I was supposed to have this with my Ringside package, but for some reason eBay decided to mark my old address, which I've since deleted from my account, as my default one. So I have like 3 figures going to my old address, though I think the other ones are going to be redelivered here, but it's no big deal. So I was supposed to have this yesterday. I have it today now. It is not a newer figure, but it's something that I've wanted for a while, and it just became more difficult to own it, and I'll talk about that. And as you can see, it is the NXT Elite Austin Aries that comes with his entrance thing, sort of. I don't know, I'm never really going to use this, but obviously it fits on him pretty well. Let's get better light over there. There we go. And it's got the Aries logo on the back, obviously. So obviously Aries is no longer in WWE, and I originally wanted this when the figure came out. It was kind of expensive. Then he gets released, and it just makes the figure more expensive. I mean, whenever a guy leaves WWE, like, for example, Rey Mysterio left the company, and before he left, all of his Elites were super cheap. Then he leaves all of a sudden. Like, the Flash Rey Mysterio that used to be pretty inexpensive is now like $60 on eBay, which is insane. So this is the case with Aries. His price jumped up a little bit, though. I was able to get it for $25, which is not too bad. The head scan is alright. It's basically the same as the other, I believe it was the basic they released, so not that crazy. He's got his tattoo, the arm sleeve, some black wrist tape. His trunks are black, have some red design, some blue on the sides. It says Aries on the back, and it's kind of studded and matches the same design on the tights, and as well as his entrance accessory. Then he's got some small black knee pads with some blue painted underneath and some black kick pads, so not that crazy of an attire, though it is really nice. I believe he wore this when he fought Shinsuke, though I could be wrong. I obviously don't have the packaging to double check, but I do have my custom Aries, which I probably should have brought out. This is actually over here. This is pretty coincidental. I actually just had it on my dresser. Here's the custom Aries, obviously, compared to the Elite. Really big fan of Aries. Not so much his TNA run, if I'm being honest with you. I definitely preferred him more prior to this new run that he's doing in this feud with Johnny. I think he's called Johnny Impact or John Morrison, but, you know, it's whatever. It's a nice figure, though, to have. We have more stuff coming from eBay because I ordered a bunch. So, yeah. Here we have a package once more from eBay. This is a figure that I have owned before, and, like, I just woke up the other day and I was like, I really want this figure. So I got it for, I can't remember exactly the price. I think it was, like, 20 or less, though I'm forgetting off the top of my head. It's not really a crazy awesome figure. It's an era of Undertaker that I don't own because I've had it so much in the past that I just kind of stopped caring about it. I mean, it comes with just the top piece of his entrance, which is weird. But I think this is the Elite 27 Undertaker, if I am correct. A really nice figure, though. I'm a big fan of this head scan, which is one of the main reasons why I got it. Just this look of Undertaker, it reminds me of the last time he was really, really great, like, you know, wrestling Punk at Mania 29, and obviously prior to that. I was kind of a fan of the Undertaker mohawk look and the buzz sides. It was pretty cool. Other than that, I mean, it's just a pretty regular Undertaker figure. The designs are in like a very dark gray, so it's hard to make out, but it's pretty cool. Again, it's just super random. I just woke up and was like, yep, I want to have this figure. Found it for a decent price. It's one of the best things about eBay is that any figure you can want, you know, with the exception of like the super rare ones, you can probably find it for under retail, which is the case with this, I believe. So yeah, and it's also in pretty good condition, like out of the package condition, which is awesome. So there we go. We got some more stuff coming in from eBay though that I will skip to now. Alright you guys, it is a few days later. It's been a rough couple of days. You could probably tell by the sound of my voice. I'm super sick. I got strep throat, swollen tonsils, so that's a great combination. I was going to wait to unbox these, but I've been waiting on these packages for a few days, and, you know, I sound a little bit better, so I'm not going to try to talk a whole lot just because I've barely actually been talking the past few days of how sick I am, but this should hopefully make me feel better. We've got one package from WWEshop.com and 3 from eBay, so let's just get them open. This is a set I already own. Obviously on Mail Call 100, I unboxed these guys, so I got another set for, I think like, I forget, I think they were like 34 or cheaper. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously we have Undisputed Era, and I reviewed these, so I don't really think I need to do it again. But it's a great set, and you should definitely get it. So there's my quick thoughts on that. Though I am going to be doing a fix-up on O'Reilly and Fish that I can't wait to show you guys on the next start to finish. These were delayed for so many days, it was really annoying. One of them was also shipped to my old address, which absolutely sucks, but, you know, not much I can do about that. And this is the sort of new ECW exclusive, or Ringside exclusive, I should say, Matt Hardy figure. Also does include the interchangeable hands, which I can't forget, of course. New head scan for Matt Hardy. Obviously, TrueFX head scan looks really nice. Great likeness to Matt Hardy. He's got the painted on elbow pads, which is pretty interesting. The first Matt Hardy to do so. It looks a little bit weird on this figure, not gonna lie. It looks fine on the Samoa Joe, and he's got his cargo pants with a brown design on them. Also some gold studs going all the way around. It looks pretty nice. I'm probably gonna take off the posed hand and swap on the closed fist if I can, just because I think it's gonna look better like this, though. Obviously the posed hand is still cool to have for, you know, certain pictures and whatnot. Man, I wish I was feeling better so I could truly enjoy this, but yeah, there we go. There's Matt Hardy. A pretty nice figure. We're going to put him away. We'll open up the next figure from eBay, and I still have another one, the Hall of Champions Undertaker, that didn't even show up, so that kind of sucks. This one, I believe, comes from the same seller, and it is the Epic Moments Seth Rollins, which I got for like $11, which is kind of crazy. I do wish he came with a better head scan. This is obviously that sort of goofy looking one, and the hair actually looks really, really weird on mine. The hair actually looks really weird on mine for some reason. And this Rollins head scan is just not the greatest. This would look great with the TrueFX head scan. This obviously comes from the Shield 3 pack, and you can actually see there's some paint effect right there. That looks really bad. This comes from the Epic Moments Shield 3 pack. It's very similar to the Then, Now, and Forever attire, just painted a little bit differently. So it's an okay Rollins. Just wanted to get it to add it to my Elite Rollins collection. Might use it a little bit. It's not the greatest figure, if I'm being honest with you. He's had much better attires, and I wish they would have actually painted this like the glossy silver like he wore it, but honestly, not that big of a deal. And this final one is an older figure that I got for a good deal. Considering it kind of jumped up in price when this guy left WWE. If this is the figure that I'm thinking about, which I'm pretty sure it is. If I can get it open right here. Let's go ahead and tear this off. Yeah, this is the Elite 32 Cody Rhodes. That's the series. A lot of bubble wrap, which you always like to see with eBay figures. This is a pretty underrated figure, you know. I really do like, what is it, the Elite 19 Cody Rhodes. It comes with that Brotherhood t-shirt. But this one is really nice too, and it was pretty expensive looking online, but I got it for, I think, like 22 or something. I can't exactly remember the price, but I have like 80 of these hoodies. I've had this figure a lot. Obviously not in the long tights like Cody Rhodes wears now, but still, it's a nice Cody Rhodes Elite, and a good way to wrap up this episode of Mail Call. Alright, so I thought that last unboxing was going to be the last for this episode, but we actually have one more finally deciding to show up after being delayed like 4 separate times, which is really, really frustrating. Of course, the mail lately has just been awful this holiday season. I talked to my postman about it, my mailman, I should say, and he told me just the post office is just super duper hectic this time of the year, and he said this year, even more so than previous, it's absolutely crazy. We have a ton of different unboxings to do for just one figure, 3 different envelopes, and finally, I get my Hall of Champions Undertaker. This obviously is not really a newer figure, but ever since I saw it at Jesus' house, because he's had it for a while, I've really wanted it, and I've waited. It's been kind of expensive, and I got it for $15, which, compared to what it was going for, is crazy good. I was almost going to buy one literally the previous night for $25, so I'm happy that I was able to find it. It's a really, really great Undertaker head scan. Maybe one of the best. It's just a great look. His hair looks awesome. The beard as well, of course. All of his tattoos is designed, of course, in the middle on his chest right there. Really, really nice. Love the red on both sides. This would look really good alongside a Kane figure. It's just a really solid Undertaker overall, and a lot of people say it's their favorite. I'm going to put some elbow pads on it to complete it, but it really is a great figure and a great way to end this episode of Mail Call. I'm starting to feel better, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, stay tuned to the next one.